selling your old clothes on Mercari, Poshmark, and Depop. So I will be honest with you guys, I am not familiar with the Depop app, but I heard that it's very similar to Poshmark and Mercari. I'm very familiar with those two apps. I've told my story in the past. I'll say it one last time for those of you that are new here. Back in the day, I want to say like 2016, I decided to change my entire life by adopting a minimalist lifestyle, and I was a shopaholic, so I had a ton of clothes, ton of shoes, and what I ended up doing was decluttering my entire bedroom because I lived with my mom back then. So all I had was my bedroom, and I had totes under my bed filled with clothes that I just didn't wear. So I had about, I want to say 6 piles of clothes that I was about to sell, and then a giant pile of shoes. Within the first like 2 to 3 months of me being on Poshmark and Mercari and selling left and right, I made around $5,000 with just selling the things that I had no use for and the things that I just knew I was not gonna wear. So if you could think of it this way, if you have a closet filled with clothes that you're not wearing or shoes, that's just money sitting in your closet. So why not turn those items that you're not using into cash? I'm sure there's other apps where you can sell clothes and shoes, but these are the apps that are very popular when it comes to making some extra cash fast with selling used clothing items or even new clothing items. Some of these apps have a new section. I remember back then Poshmark had a section for luxury brand new items, and you can make a lot more money if you have things that aren't used or luxury items. So just keep that in mind when it comes to making some extra cash. Maybe you have a closet that's filled with clothes from back in the day, like if you have a lot of bell bottoms, just a lot of like early 2000 clothes, you can make a decent amount of money right now because the kids these days, like the newer generation, are obsessed with early 2000 clothes. I've been noticing a lot of people are wearing bell bottoms again, and like the things that I used to wear when I was in elementary school, these kids are wearing nowadays. So they're constantly looking for older clothes. So if you have a time capsule in your closet, now is the best time to make some extra cash because it is in style right now. Survey apps like Google Rewards and Eureka. So I'm fairly new with Eureka. I started using it back in January. I made around $5. You definitely need to take the time out of your day to do this because survey apps, they're not quick money. It's very time consuming. You have to have a lot of patience with it. But I made about $5 with doing, I think it was like 15 surveys. The survey time frame changes every now and then. You can do a survey for 10 minutes and get paid 30 cents. You can do a survey for an hour and get paid $4. So it all depends on how much time you have and how much time you want to put into that app. But it is a nice little way to make some extra cash. They added like a section where you can download games, and once when you download the game and you do like 2 levels of the game, they have rules you have to go by, but if you get to the level they tell you to, then you can make like 52 cents or $2 or $3. So yeah, I just wanted to mention Eureka. Again, I'm still pretty new at it, but I have made $5 with that app, and you can transfer it to your PayPal account, which is pretty cool, or you can use it for gift cards, I believe. Now when it comes to Google Rewards, I have been doing Google Rewards since I want to say like 2017, around there, and this usually goes by location. They kind of tell you to put your location on. If you're not comfortable with doing that, then that's fine. Yeah, so when it comes to Google Rewards, this is very, I wouldn't say time consuming because the surveys are very quick, and it's usually like an A and B survey, like which one do you prefer, Coca-Cola or Pepsi, and or they'll say like, if they'll have like a section saying I prefer not to say, and you still make like 10 cents or 5 cents with just the seconds of you answering that survey. If you do not turn your location on, which I do not have my location on, you are limited to surveys. So they do send you a survey like maybe once a month if you don't have your location on. If you have it on, they'll send you a survey like once a week or twice a week. But I would say like since 2017 to now, I think I made around, I think it's like 20 bucks. I know it sounds pathetic, but I also didn't pay attention to a lot of the surveys they were doing because I didn't have my notifications on. But if you are a diehard fan of the survey apps, then these are some cool apps that you can try out for yourself if you haven't heard of them before. This is not to be mistaken as like a second income because it's literally just pennies. But it is something, you know, some change does add up over time. So keep that in mind when it comes to survey apps. They're not a quick cash grab. You're not going to make as much money with the survey apps compared to you selling your old clothes. You're going to make a lot more money selling old clothes and old shoes rather than the surveys. But I did want to mention this because, like I said, change does add up. And if you have some extra time at night, instead of scrolling on Instagram or just wasting your time watching random funny videos on TikTok and YouTube, you can do some surveys instead of scrolling and wasting your time. And like I said, I only do the surveys if I have time. So if I'm in the waiting room at the doctor's office, or I'm waiting for an oil change at the car dealership, then I will do the surveys instead of wasting my time scrolling on pointless videos. I will just end up doing some surveys from Eureka or Google Rewards if they give me a survey. They're very picky, but usually I'm always on Eureka when it comes to me waiting for my appointments. Fix broken items and sell them on Facebook Market, Let Go, or Offer Up. I used to know this person back in my old job. She would reupholster like chairs that were outside, go into the dumpster. Like she would pull over, she'd grab those chairs, reupholster them, make them look brand new again, and then sell them on Facebook Market for like 50 to 100 bucks. She did this for a very long time. I remember she even did a headboard and a frame, and she made a decent amount of money with doing this. So if you're very handy with fixing broken items, I see things all the time, especially with living in the city. We see like broken tables that are missing like a leg. We'll see a chair missing a leg. We'll see a table that's very banged up and like very chipped. But most of these items just need a little bit of TLC, and then you can either use them yourself, or to make some extra cash, you can sell them on Facebook Market, Offer Up, Let Go. There's so many other ways to make some extra cash when it comes to repurposing items that you find. So if you are handy at fixing certain things, or you love to reupholster things, look around. You can even look on Facebook Market for free items that need to be fixed. You can refix them and then resell them. Create something and sell it through Etsy, your own website. So when it comes to creating something, I mean, like if you're good at pottery, like you're good at making mugs or plant pots, or you're good at making jewelry, there's always Etsy. Etsy is a great website. I know they take a huge commission. Same thing as Poshmark and Mercari. These websites do take a commission because you are using their site. So keep that in mind, price accordingly. But if you are going to sell something that you created with your own hands, I would suggest you guys to get your own website. That way you can sell direct instead of going through someone else's company. No one can charge you a commission fee. And this is something that I've actually been thinking about for a long time. I just never had the confidence to do it. I personally would love to create my own planners, like my own budget planners, things like that, and sell them. But we'll see how the future goes. I would definitely go towards more of the having your own website. That way no one can like charge me commission or take a commission from my sales. So like I was saying, if you are a creative person, this is something that would definitely work out for you. And this could potentially be your full-time income or your part-time income. I guess it all depends on your sales and how much hustle you're willing to do in order to get these sales. A little side note, do not forget that social media is a great way to promote your product. So you have Instagram, you have TikTok, you have YouTube. You can advertise your stuff on there with just little videos. You'll never know if the necklaces or the earrings or the cat tree that you make might just go viral, and there you go. You have yourself a full-time or part-time income. And the last way to make some extra income is, if you're handy, then offer your skills on TaskRabbit, Bark, or Thumbtack. So I'm very familiar with Bark and Thumbtack. TaskRabbit isn't so popular in Massachusetts. I will say it's more popular in California, but it's coming along here. But when it comes to Thumbtack and Bark, my boyfriend's actually on there, and he offers his services. So my boyfriend does photography, he does real estate videos, real estate photography. So anything real estate related, he offers that on Thumbtack and Bark, and he has gotten so many jobs by doing this. So within the first year or two, I think he's gained at least 200 clients just with promoting his service or offering his service within these sites. Again, they are going to charge you when it comes to getting leads. And also, when you do get a lead and you accept it to answer that agent back, you are charged, I think it's like $15 to $20 your charge, because you are using their platform and they're giving you that lead. So anyways, moral of the story, that's how my boyfriend gets a ton of clients when it comes to finding agents and things like that, is through Thumbtack. Some of his best clients were from Thumbtack. So keep that in mind if you're a photographer, if you are a plumber, if you offer a service that people really need, especially when it comes to plumbers or welders. Like, welders are wanted in Massachusetts so much because they're really hard to come across. So if you're handy or you offer a service like that, definitely consider being on Thumbtack, Bart, or TaskRabbit. Anyways, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and I will catch you in the next one.